Hello everyone and welcome back to Commu Black Dragon in a Gentle Kingdom. Let's continue. Yubana Mayuki's in this city. The back seat of a car. Her mother's holding the wheel with the same troubled face as always. She turns back to Mayuki every so often, each time with a perky but cold smile. A fake smile. Adults are always like this. Do they really think children can see through it? She's sad, very sad, like a wet weekend. Huh? What does that mean? She realizes she doesn't know. She'll look it up online later. They are driving home. She's having a meaningless conversation with her mother about the week's schedule. Schedule? For what? She automatically replies without listening. The fatigue is building, her arms and legs are heavy, her head is ringing, she's not in a good mood. She holds her chin with one hand and looks outside. The multicolored lights outside fly by. Again, a sigh. She has a feeling something new is about to begin. She can hear the sounds of a new generation, of a renaissance of life, which should have come by now. Nothing has started yet. Nothing has changed yet. Illusions are indeed. When she thinks that, again, she hears the song. Girl A. Tonight she sings again. Tonight she still does not answer. However, tonight's song is slightly different. Tonight really is different. She's staying at her mom's place tonight. That's bad timing, but she can work around it. She wishes her mother good night in the living room. She prepares for tomorrow's lesson, turns off the lights and heads to bed. Good night. We have to be up early tomorrow, so get some rest. Mayuki quietly slips out, 30 minutes after getting into bed. She's bringing her strike pack. That's what she calls her new red backpack. When she first saw it, she bought it because she had a feeling she'd need it. In it, she has her purse, cell phone, snacks, water bottle, and every other necessity she can think of. She has no way of knowing what will happen. But she is thoroughly prepared. She opens the door slightly and peeks through. Once her mother falls asleep, she won't wake up until morning. The coast is clear. She checks her wallet. She should be fine for now. There's even enough for a taxi. The question is, are there any taxis still running at this hour that would take her back home without asking any questions? She needs an excuse. That's no big deal. Mayuki slips out of the house like a cockroach. She returns right away. She forgot something. She takes 2 magazines from the bookshelf in her room and puts them in her strike pack. They just came out this month. She hasn't read them yet. She psychs herself up again and puts the strike pack back on, now that it contains her magical items. Let the adventure begin. Kazukabe Haru is in the city. God damn it, her head pops from under the blanket like a turtle. She only just woke up and her memories are fuzzy. This happens a lot. She's too lazy to plan ahead. She's a little surprised. Somehow there's a man sleeping next to her. A naked one. She realizes she's also naked. What might have happened? With a shameless, sleepy look on her face, she scratches her head and thinks. She plays with her huge breasts. Her memories return. Yesterday she missed the last train, so she stayed at this guy's place overnight. It wasn't casual sex, though Haru wouldn't care much if it was. He's currently her boyfriend, one of 3. She found him just last month. Since they're going out, there's nothing wrong with this, hopefully. She sits cross-legged on the bed and stretches, still naked. The man sleeps like a corpse. He must have tried too hard last night. Her hips hurt too. She tried too hard. Oh well. Now what? Actually, she could just sleep until morning. There's nothing she has to do in a hurry tomorrow. She decides to sleep in and starts feeling tired. She holds back a yawn as she slips under the cover next to the man. Again. She hears the song. Girl A. Tonight she sings again. Tonight she still does not answer. However, tonight's song is slightly different. She's calling. The unending song is calling.
仕方ないかな。
She takes a shower and gets changed. Then it hits her, she has no spare clothes. Should she borrow the man's clothes or continue wearing what she wore yesterday? Only two choices. Haru is lazy, thinking about it is a pain.
せーの。
She tosses a 500 yen coin.
どこへ行きたい？
The ghost girl tempts us with a sweet voice. The absurdity of the situation is enough to make you reel, but I'm not so fragile that I want to hide under my covers. I hate how well I adapt to things. Being exposed to daily psychological assaults from an anime-tiered childhood friend would raise any human's endurance. I can hear this song. I think it's coming from here. From there. I ride my moped with no helmet and with Kagome sitting behind me. Sorry, cops. On top of the hill. A housing complex that used to hold tens of thousands. This place peaked sometime last century. The economy was booming back then, so lots of reckless construction was planned and later failed. The previous city council decided to demolish these buildings. After a lengthy web of strange and complicated issues involving the residents' personal lives, future plans and property rights, the final tenant was evicted just this year. They say a lot of people died here, so it's one of the local ghost spots.
お姫様の呼び出しにしては物好きな場所だ。
A forest of abandoned apartments on top of the hill. One of them towers above the rest. I don't even see a convenience store nearby, much less pedestrians.
秋人に取り付くような幽霊だ。物好きには違いないな。
It's just a hunch. Don't believe me that easily.
心外だな。そんな言い方をすると、私が秋人のことを信じているように聞こえてしまうぞ。
At least trust me a little. I climb over the fence and begin tree passing. On my feet are glass shards, rubble, and unidentifiable garbage. Microwave, food packaging, piles of paper, dolls torn apart. Eek. Silver threads of moonlight make the dark lobby look like a heretical altar used for an eerie ritual. Girl A. The song echoes inside my head. Come here. Tonight's song shows no sign of stopping. Kagome comes along as if that's the normal thing to do. I've driven all the way out here in the middle of the night, following the song. It's calling me farther inside, farther up. I climb all the way up the stairs. The rusty steel door opens easier than I expect. I grit my teeth, shove a little, and it pops right open. Wind, an empty roof close to the night sky. This is the highest point of what used to be the west wing of the complex. From here the lights of the city burn together like fire reflected in water. There.
あ、誰か来たみたい。
It's Benio.
あとどれくらいいるのかね。
So all the people the girl A called are here.
また女の方でしょうか。
ふざけんな、チビ。
4 women are waiting for me, of various sizes and shapes. They have completely different outfits, each one stands wherever they want, but still close to the door. There's a strange tension as we all keep an awkward distance, too far apart to be a friendly group of urban explorers, too familiar to be complete strangers that weren't expecting each other. All 4 rooftop visitors focus their attention on us.
5人。あれ？ 6人いる。5人だって思ったけど、当てにならない。
Why did you think that?
でも、お姫様の招待客はこれで全員。それはわかる。多分、あなたもわかる。そうじゃない？私ですか？そう、おちびちゃん。なんとなくわかる。全部そう。曖昧だけど、わかる。おちびちゃんではなく、まゆきです。さっきも言いました。物覚えが悪いのは脳細胞が減りすぎだと思います。30点減点。30点ってどれくらい？でも、わかると思います。 これで全員。招待状は5つでお客は6人。最後の新エリカポーさんは信用しにくいですね。
信用なんざ最初からどこにあるんだよ。てめえかちびすけ。それとも俺か。
Wait, didn't we just hear something about 4 girls on the rooftop? Doesn't that mean Isawa is a girl too? I thought she's a boy. Well, can you really blame me?
そこ、来たばっかの人もいるのに態度悪いわよ。伊沢さん？
うるせえ。キャンキャンわめくなクソ女。
じゃなくて、私はベニオ。
The rightmost girl called herself Benio. She has her brown hair hanging in ponytails. I see bright white legs below her miniskirt.
あなたたち仲間でしょ？そうよね。私、竹川ベニオ。仲間なら仲良くしましょう。
Takegawa Benio's expression changes several times. Her eyes are so honest I can't look at them straight. She acts like a defenseless, friendly ally as she holds out her right hand. What do you think, Kagome-san? The open hand of friendship makes me falter.
他人の意見を聞かなければ決断もできないのか。見下げ果てた男だな。
I would trust her.
聞くは恥さらし。言うことを聞かぬ明人は死ね。とも言うが。
No, they don't.
不思議のお茶会にしては人数が多いな。お茶会よりはお姫様との謁見かな。私らは4人ともお姫様に呼ばれてきたわけ。そっちもご同様じゃないの？
The second woman looks older and she's wearing a maid outfit. I have no idea why. Her curly hair has been braided. She wears a classic apron dress. And her boobs are huge. Dangerous, brutal, thoroughly huge. Crap, those are weapons.
美に入り際にわたって凝視している場合か？
I didn't look that hard.
本当に見ているとはハレンチの男だ。
Stop tricking me into saying incriminating things. I shout like a sore loser.
それで少女幽霊はどこだ？そうね。
The maid sits on a pipe and crosses her legs lazily. Her innocent face is neither defenseless nor rejecting. Given the situation, she must be a very shameless hostess.
あなたもあった口ですか？
The third girl, Mayuki, approaches me with suspicion. She's clearly younger than me, not just slender, but young, and her outfit just doesn't work. A big, weird hat covering too much of her head, sharply angled glasses, a spring jacket and hot pants, a red backpack at her feet, a bizarre combination showing off a complete lack of fashion sense. Yeah, girl A, right? I can still hear her.
語りというわけではなさそうですね。小娘に鎌掛けされるとは。明人、お前のお里が知れるな。
What? You think she's targeting me? Do I look like someone people could easily take advantage of? Mayuki raises her guard. Her hair stands on end like a stray cat not used to humans, but I can see anticipation as well as wariness behind her glasses. Mayuki is waiting at the peak of this rotting monument for something to happen. Benio nervously steps forward. What?
私、いつまでこうしてればいいかなって。
She's still holding out her lonely right hand.
私たち仲間なんでしょ？
With a carefree smile, Benio tilts her head slightly, urging me to respond. Her use of words like allies and together nags at me somehow. By the way, Benio is also one of the main heroines, so she has a root. And yet, it definitely does feel right for some unseen reason different from words or logic. The sensation that we are all connected. A meaningless feeling hard to express.
キャンキャンとうるさい犬どもだぜ。
The last girl drops our dramatic handshake of friendship. And as I already said in the first episode, Mayuki is one of the main heroines as well. The fourth person, Isawa, that's what Benio called her, she looks almost as mean as Kagome. Short and delicate, she leans against the rusty fence, an unadorned man's jacket and worn-out jeans, a sense of danger as if she'll pounce on me at any moment. Our eyes meet for no particular reason, Isawa states tersely.
殺すぞ。
What did I do? Eye contact alone produces a death threat, nasty as the hoodlum. Isawa spits as if upset, her cold eyes push animosity and rejection toward me. Understand at a glance, all living things are her enemies.
黙れゲスメド。
For no clear reason, one of us actually is her enemy.
なにおやおやマジですか
今てめえなんて言いやがった
Kagome-san.
なんだ秋人
What's a nopad?
方言だアスホール
She just said asshole. The fact that she goes out of her way to use other dialects is just twisted.
最後の一人で面白い女が出やがったな
Izawa glares at Kagome at the root of the abusive remark. So much rage it approaches bloodlust. People can die just from a glare. You just made Izawa mad, you know.
私は空気だけは読まないからな
You're Japanese, at least try to keep things harmonious.
黙れゲスメド
Izawa walks over with the face of a ticking time bomb. What kind of face has a ticking time bomb? The other three have no chance to stop her.
イラつく女だぜすました顔で見下しやがる
She grabs Kagome by the chest as if she's done it a million times. She pulls her close and attacks. No doubt she's silenced more ears than she can count by doing exactly this. A definite threat, not mere intimidation. But this is the witch. She holds up Kagome's collar with a familiar motion she's used a million times at that moment. Kagome moves back as if she planned this, only one step. I have no idea what magic she just cast, but Izawa can't let go of Kagome's collar. Izawa falls forward as if she was leaning on something that just vanished. Her face explodes. That's what it looks like from here, and it probably feels that way to Izawa, the iron hammer of the witch. Kagome's knee crashes into her face with artistic precision. Izawa was serious, but Kagome has no concept of mercy. She annihilates the enemy until it can no longer attack her again. That's how the Black Witch approaches combat. In the span of a single blink, Izawa's body is blown away, not backward, but sideways. Izawa probably doesn't understand what's happening either. Just after that one attack smashes her face, Kagome's right foot follows the knee with a knife-like kick. It slams into the side of Izawa's head. Two bullseye attacks against a helpless opponent. Izawa rolls along the ground like a broken toy. Kagome stands exactly the same way as she did a moment ago. The peanut gallery couldn't keep up. Kagome! Even I only just figured out what happened.
仕掛けてきたのは奴が先だぞ
I was the one Izawa was picking a fight with, not you. I didn't even want to fight back.
些細な問題だパートナーだからな
It means plenty and go easy on people.
死なない程度に加減はしたが
Going easy means more than just not.
初段で仕留め損ねたのは久しぶりだ
Kagome watches as Izawa picks herself up like a ghost. How are you alive? That wasn't a nice thing to say. But I've never known anyone who could take that hit and keep moving. The witch is sick of death, moves faster than the human eye can see, but Izawa avoided it using little more than instinct. She sacrificed her left arm to block Kagome's knee, and her shoulder took the brunt of the kick. That was the only way to prevent a fatal injury from Kagome's unavoidable attacks.
初段を生き延びた貴様に一つありがたい忠告をしてやろう
Kagome looks down like the final boss of a shonen manga.
続きをやれば貴様は死ぬまあ逃げても死ぬわけだな
How is that a warning? She means kill, not die. That was a death sentence, not a warning. Unsurprisingly, she's not happy about it. Izawa grits her teeth with hatred. She's not even holding her injured arm. She hasn't lost the will to fight yet. I agree with her frustration at 95%, but it's obvious how this will end. Now that she can't use both arms, she doesn't have a snowball's chance of winning, a gap that willpower cannot fill. Humans can't compete with a witch.
あと一つそれを抜けばシャレでは終わらんぞ
So she noticed the gun. This is already a pretty bad ending. This woman is terrifying. The witch's warning doesn't reach Izawa's ears. She pulls that out of her pocket. Too late. I realized what Kagome was referring to. A steel barrel, a firing hammer, a black grip. A gun. A Russian-designed Tokarev handgun that used to dominate the world. It has a black luster and is too heavy to be a plastic model. No way. A real gun? You never see such things in this country if you're living a respectable life. But since Isawa is choosing to pull it out in this situation, there's no doubt it's a potentially fatal weapon. If it is a real gun, can a witch fight back against a 400 meter per second bullet? The gun barrel slowly rises. Kagome smirks slightly. A finger pulls on the trigger. I take one step to the right. A few seconds later.
お待ちよ。
Just before the tension reaches boiling point, the maid points at the highest part of the abandoned building, as if to prevent Isawa from spitting poison. Everyone's gaze focuses on the top of the rusty water tower. There she is, Girl A. A nameless princess, beautiful like an illusion. And like an illusion, no one is allowed to touch her. Until now, only I could see Girl A, but now all of us look up at her.
いるのか。
With the sole exception of Kagome, she asks in a low voice only I can hear. Yes. Someone gulps. Girl A sings. She sings. She sings. She sings. Her voice is not a voice. Her song is not a song. Come to think of it,
どうしたの？
Akito's fine.
それなら私もベニオって。吐き気がするほど青春臭いですね。映ると困るので寄らないでください。
What's her problem?
最近の若い子、様式美ってダメなの？くそ。それで何がどうしたのさ？
Well, I was remembering a movie where a princess came out of a robot and invited the protagonist to fight against an evil empire.
私それの DVD 全部持ってる。ラスボスがあなたのお父さんなら謝罪と賠償を要求しますよ。主人公の役どころはお前には不向きだ。人並み5倍くらい補正と才能がなければのたれ死ぬぞ。
I did say I'm better as a side character. The song reverberates in my head. It combines with the wind. The moon begins to descend from the top of the heavens. No one opens their mouth anymore, not even Isawa. Time passes in silence. The moon descends. The cold, huge disk approaches the water tower. The blue-white light seems to make Girl A melt into the background. A strange sensation, nausea, ringing in my head. The song. Stabbing pain, piercing pain. Coming undone. Being dismantled and scanned. The song. I block my ears, but still I hear it. The moon descends. I can't escape it. A voice of pain. I hear it through my ears. My voice in someone else's. I can't tell them apart. Who is this? This song. It's inescapable. Girl A holds out her hand toward the dark sky. The walls, the floor, the tower, the pipes, and the fences are all destroyed in an instant. What happened? This swath of destruction reminds me of an animal's teeth marks. An invisible jaw tore them apart without creating a speck of dust. A ritual to bring something into existence. A spell to induce the phenomenon of birth. What's being born? Then I see a blue-white light swirling on the opposite end of the roof. A pale light that appeared without even a ripple of warning. A blue phosphorescence illuminating the roof. A faint shadow extends from our feet, growing longer and longer. Did we summon this? No. Something that's neither reason nor instinct tells me that. This is not it. The light swirls. It shimmers like heat haze, but has no heat of its own. The shadows on the roof flow around in circles. 6 flowing shadows, like her body. Girl A's shadow is produced by light from this world. Something else appears oozing out of the swirling light. It crawls out. It's from beyond the light. It comes from the edge of the world. It steps across the boundary. First, an arm. Steel arms, steel legs, steel fangs. It's a monster. It's the avatar Yuriko was fighting against. A fantastic giant, there's no other way to describe it. I have no words, the other 5 probably don't either. Not one of us can even scream. A fantastic monster arriving through the swirling light. My eyes are fixated on its every motion. Humans fear that which is different. Contact with the edge of the world, the unfamiliar that lies beyond what is already known. Fear of it opens holes in our hearts. That's why we can't make any noise, not one of us. 6 pairs of eyes and one song focus on the giant. The top of its head is over 3 meters high. It has one shining green emotionless eye looking down at us. It's shaped like a monkey, but it's fundamentally different from all living things in this world. The surface of the giant's body is somewhat reptilian, but also has the luster of metal. The giant is like a spider targeting its prey. It stoops down and moves forward on all 4s. A monster. A strange and bizarre creature. Terror grips my heart. This should be an impossible fairy tale, but I know this. I've seen something just like this before.
いずれ必ず現れる。お前が少女 A と出会ったのなら。
The invisible giant that fought Shinomiya Yoroko. No, this one is different, is it? The two fantasies are similar, but not identical. My instincts tell me they're the same kind of creature. Just as Pyrenean and Maltese are 2 different kinds of dog. This is another kind of the same thing. It has the same roots, but a distinct magic. The giant roars with its steel throat. The shrill cry echoes for several seconds. The enormous legs trample the concrete roof. The low rumble is far quieter than you'd expect, but it's still enough to bring me back to my senses. I make eye contact with the giant. That single motionless eye looks like a glass ball, but it clearly shows the monster's will and gives me goosebumps. I see animosity. I see malice. I see bloodlust. I know now. This is not a delusion. This is not a phantom. This is not a fantasy. This creature has a will. If it didn't, it couldn't have bloodlust. Another roar. The giant shakes the earth as it begins sprinting. Its giant body looks slow, but it races forward on all 4s like an animal at the speed of wind. It has one goal. It takes the shortest path toward us, and girl A behind us. I can feel it. The blade of animosity, like a knife being pressed against our hearts. A physical manifestation of bloodlust, just like the blade I saw that day. The giant charges straight forward. It needs no special technique. It has enough strength to crush boulders with its simple charge. Humans would literally be torn apart without effort. And the giant's path is Mayuki. Mayuki still hasn't recovered from the terror. She's not scared or trying to run, but looking up like a statue. Mayuki stares blankly at the giant approaching her. The difference in size between them is far greater than adult and child. I imagine a pitiful work of glass being smashed, sending shards flying in all directions. I shout at her to run, but she can't hear me. Even if she could, it wouldn't be fast enough. Before I realize it, I'm running. I'm neither looking at nor thinking about the giant. I would cower if I saw it. If I hesitate for a moment longer, our fate will all be sealed. I grab the paralyzed Mayuki and throw her like a suitcase toward Benio, since she is closest. Benio catches Mayuki but fails to support her, so they fall down together. It's right in front of me and less than 10 meters away. This monster can cross that distance in a heartbeat. A giant form like death itself. Abominable, cruel, untouchable, unignorable. There's nothing I can do, no mere human can defend against this thing. Its size alone gives it unmatched strength. It can trample all over us without even noticing, like a human walking over ants. I'll die. I realize with perfect clarity that I'm going to die within the next second.
Akito!
Kogome shouts with a firm, desperate voice. Despite the situation, I smile. I've never heard that voice of hers before. See what happens? Part of me laughs at myself. This is why I said not to get too deeply involved. This is how it ends. A perfectly ordinary end. I knew from the start it would happen, and indeed it happened just as it should. This is the price. One last step. The price I have to pay for the foolishness of crossing the taboo boundary. The giant towers over me, 14 fangs writhing like blades. I sense the smell of death. It reminds me of sweet rotting fruit, a sign of impending inescapable annihilation. It's coming. Unwavering death closes in. Despair walks toward me. An end that simply cannot be resisted. But so what? So what? I laugh at myself again. I didn't think I still had these things in me. Passion, rage, resistance, feelings I thought dried up long ago. They are still here. I still have a blade of sentiment to cut at the world with. A fire needs fuel. I simply haven't had any kindling for my emotions until I arrived here. There is no need to feed it any further tragedy. You can't find that anywhere. Everyone has some of it. Anger, cursing, effort, agony, belief. In this gentle kingdom they are all equally worthless. Which is why there's only one magic spell to chant. But so what? Anger, cursing, effort, agony, belief. Even if you throw away all of those things. But so what? Those are the only meaningful words. Only by accepting that it's meaningless, that you have no chance of winning, that you will be defeated, and then saying that, only then can you reject them. Death, defeat, annihilation, resignation, that is the only way to avoid accepting them. In the face of fear, do not close your eyes, but raise your head, even if it's all unshakable, resolve to see it to the end. Its arm reaches toward me. The giant mocks me. It has no expression, but I know it's mocking me. My arm. I can't stop it with that. No part of my body can defend me. Full plate armor can't deflect a cannonball. This is beyond what human hands can do. But so what? I raise my arm. A thunderous sound tears through the silence of the night, but it's not the giant's roar. The steel giant is suddenly blown back like a wad of paper. What the hell just happened? The earth rumbles, but not because of the giant. Something else comes from behind us. An enormous arm. The pitch-black arm that blew away the giant. Arms, legs, fangs, a neck. It appears. Curved neck and long tail. Something covered in steel. It manifests before us. I timidly turn around. It's the dragon. A shadow towers over us. A huge fortress of black steel with the moon behind it. It stands with an unshakable majesty that borders on transcendence. It's neither metallic nor organic. Beautiful. A beautiful black. Vastly different from the glitter of gold. A fantastic abnormality coated in destruction and annihilation. I can only describe it as beautiful. It raises its head like a viper. It's at least 4 meters tall. Each of its 4 limbs are stronger than any other creature that walks on land. How do you know? Its body is such a dark black that it looks like onyx, like crystallized night. 21 burning red eyes lie in its body, not blinking, just glaring at all material things. It looks down at me, at us, at the 6 humans on this roof. A pitch black dragon. Benio mutters. She fails to finish her sentence. But I understand. We know. This is... Load. A black gun drawn inside my bind. A black steel barrel. A cylindrical magazine. Even the grip is pitch black iron and steel. 1. A simple but dangerous mechanism. There are 5 bullets to load into it. 2. There are 5 humans to load into it. Invisible bullets using willpower for propellant. Benio, the maid, Mayuki, Izawa, me. 3. Can we do this? We can. I know what we should do, what we can do. 4. The dragon is a weapon, a sword, a shield, a law. It is a dominion, the border of a kingdom. 5. We are loaded in and connected. As our willpower is loaded, the dragon wakes up. Kill. Our collective will flashes naturally. And the dragon answers.